न्यूट्रिमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q-Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
क्या आप नॉकआउट के लिए तैयार हैं? क्रिकेट का मजा सिर्फ नॉकआउट के साथ।
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q-Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
Stillman's, my tried and tested solution. Overnight बनाए मेरी skin tone even और fairer. Stillman's bleach cream, रंगत निखारे, खूबसूरत बनाए.
बिल जमा कराना, कैश भिजवाना, मोबाइल लोड करवाना, ये सब तो मैं घर बैठे मोबाइल से ही कर लेती हूँ।
घर बैठे मोबाइल से? वो कैसे?
अपने जैज़ कैश मोबाइल अकाउंट से बस *786# मिला के अपना जैज़ कैश मोबाइल अकाउंट मुफ्त खुलवाएं और किसी भी जैज़ कैश एजेंट से मुफ्त रकम जमा करवाएं। बिल जमा हुआ यहाँ से, कैश ट्रांसफर भी अभी के अभी, मोबाइल लोड भी डन और मोबाइल में रकम भी हमेशा महफूज। जैज़ कैश मोबाइल अकाउंट के होते हुए अब पैसा नहीं, सिर्फ जैज़ कैश ही चलेगा।
जैज़ कैश।
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बायस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन, न्यूट्रिमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q-Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
Welcome back. You're watching Game On, and we have with us Ian Chappell and Sir Vivian Richards. Ian, now, before we left for the break, I asked you that yourself and Viv being one of the top captains and top players of your times in all generations, what would you do to restrict India once we know that their top three has scored 849 runs? You have to get them out, fine. But do you think that toss would be like 50% of the match in India's favor if they win the toss and they chase?
No, I mean, you can't look at it that way. Obviously, it's going to depend on what the conditions are like. I mean, if it's a bright sunny day and a really good pitch, you might, if you're
Partly
Pakistan...
cloudy, but dry day, no rain.
You might, Pakistan might think about batting first. But I think their best hope of winning the game is to bowl first. They've got to get wickets. So Sarfaraz Ahmed, which is not unnatural for him, he's going to have to be aggressive in his captaincy, and I think that's his natural way of being. He's got the bowlers to get wickets, and you've just got to go on getting wickets, not just get the couple of the top three out. You've got to go on getting wickets. You do that, you could keep India down to 230, 240, 250. That's a very chaseable total.
Is it a possibility to keep India down to 230,
yeah.
240?
Yeah. Yes, this is a final, man.
Okay,
this is a final, and when they all go there, they are equal, man. I can't see India coming in with 15 and Pakistan coming in with 11.
Okay.
There's 11 versus 11. Right. And it depends on the state of Pakistan players' minds, whether they need this badly enough. I think it's an occasion that should want it real bad.
Okay. How important is the toss in such matches, the big finals, where, like, as both of you are saying, that it's about your nerves and holding yourself together and about sustaining the pressure?
Well, the toss can't be that important because mentally, if you lose the toss, you've got to say, all right, well, we're doing what we're doing. We just got to do it well. So that's really what it boils down to. I mean, if you're going to think when the toss comes down and it doesn't come down your way, oh, gee, we're done. Well, I mean, what's the point of turning up?
You'll be done, really.
Yeah.
If that's the thought.
Yeah.
All right. But by the ways, the broadcasters and the camera crew, they could get into the dressing room, but they can't show us the spin of the coin when it's during the toss. Don't you think that it could leave some doubts in minds like of certain people, those who think that...
What do you mean you can get into the dressing room?
Like they could show you the closest shots of the players and like following them up to the dressing room, but when it comes to toss, we never happen to see the spin of the coin and...
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times, and that's pretty. I guess if you tune in.
I mean,
I hope you understand what I'm trying to convey.
Well, you've got a referee there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Viv and I were just talking about it in the break. I reckon if you go back and have a look at some photos, I'll bet you find the 75 final out in the middle. It would be Lloydie and myself. That was it. I mean, I had a classic example in my first game as captain of South Australia. Obviously, my first game, I'm pretty keen. We Adelaide Oval, I tossed the coin, hit on the edge, and it ran quite a way.
Okay.
And I was very keen to see, being the first game, and I rushed over there. And Tony Locke was the captain of Western Australia. He'd called heads, and it was a tail. And I got there and I realised that Lockie hadn't moved. He was still standing over there. I said, "Oh, Tony, it's a tail. Do you want to come and have a look?" He said, "No, I trust you, Ian." But I won't tell you what he said after that about another captain, and he would have been over there. But yeah, I mean, that's how it was in those days. It was just the two of you, and you trusted the other guy.
All right. You wanted to say something.
I remember once Sir Gary gave us a little tale which took place in the Caribbean, where it concerns the toss. Apparently, he threw the coin up, and Ajit Wadika, who was then Indian captain, when the toss was up, went words to this effect like threads. He didn't quite know whether it meant heads or tails.
Okay.
And Gary, as the sportsman, as we all know he is, apparently said, "Well, if whatever you call," and you said, "Well, you can bat." I doubt whether that would happen today.
I don't see it happening today. Okay, now Ian, before obviously we are now towards the end of our conversation, India most likely that they may well have one forced change. Otherwise, they would have more or less the same lineup. Some of the critiques, obviously you'll ask me who they are, but they have been trying to portray that other than top three, the rest of the Indian batting, it hasn't really been tested, be it Mahendra Singh Dhoni at number 6, Kedar Jadhav, or even Yuvraj Singh. And they think that Yuvraj Singh could be the weaker link in this lineup. So how do you see that?
Well, get there quickly.
Okay.
If you're Pakistan. I mean, and then you'll find out if they are a weak link or if they are struggling because they haven't played a lot. But that's the secret. Get there quickly and then you'll find out.
Does it matter that if you haven't had a go out there in the middle and you're in the final of the tournament and...
I don't know. I batted at 3.
Okay, you batted at 3.
I was usually in... You usually got a hit.
Okay.
But Mickey Arthur gave us some indication in the article I read this morning that they need to get wickets if India bat first and Pakistan have a go. That they need to get wickets at a rapid rate. So he let the cat out of the bag at that stage.
Okay, now Ian, coming on to Pakistan's spinners, in case if we leave out Shadab, then we'll be left with Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmad Wasim. And you have seen a bit of them in this tournament. And because Indians, they're generally high-class batters against quality spin. So how would you see Pakistan's spin duo pitted against India's batsmen? Because most of the times it is Hassan Ali or Junaid Khan. They are just coming in the middle of the overs and picking up wickets for Pakistan.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job. And Imad Wasim's quite a cagey spinner. He doesn't spin the ball a hell of a lot, but he's one of those guys who seems to have a pretty fair idea what the batsman's trying to do to him, and he's quite good at negating that. So I I'd prefer to see the extra variety of the leg spinner. If you haven't got him, they obviously feel the best way to win is with seamers.
Okay. So we have to take a short break because we have a special guest this afternoon, and the Minister for State for Information Broadcasting and National Heritage. She joins our panel, and you have met her before.
I can maybe thank her on behalf of Ian and Brian, who is not here with us, for putting on such a wonderful evening for us at her residence.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate to have been in such wonderful company.
So, sir, let us get her here.
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
मैदान में बोरियत को हराने और ये हुआ
जब क्रिकेट और कनौर बने टीम तो बोरियत का नो सीन।
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
Diamond Ace Durasilk, Dil Diwar Saaf. Diamond Paints, the #1 selling national brand.
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
खेलो टेंशन फ्री, वॉल्स स्टेन फ्री, ब्राइटर पेंट्स।
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
200 रुपए का फ्री यूफोन बैलेंस हासिल करने के लिए यूफोन की नई सिम खरीदें या यूफोन के नेटवर्क पर आएं। सुपर कार्ड या सुपर कार्ड प्लस लोड करें और 200 रुपए का फ्री बैलेंस 60 दिन के लिए हासिल करें। यूफोन के लिए मैच विनर तुम ही तो हो।
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
It captures more megabytes, packs the power of 4000 mAh battery that gives long-lasting performance. Faster charging, how cool is that? It exceeds expectations and it delivers a masterpiece in a class of its own. Q Mobile E2, phone of your dreams.
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
खेलो टेंशन फ्री, वॉल्स स्टेन फ्री, ब्राइटर पेंट्स।
धूल, मिट्टी और जरासीम आपकी सर की जिल्द में जमकर डैंड्रफ का बाइस बन सकते हैं। क्लियर मैन न्यूट्रीमॉइल कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ जिल्द की तह तक सफाई करे और दे अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन। क्लियर मैन, अनबीटेबल डैंड्रफ प्रोटेक्शन।
Welcome back, and you're watching Game On, and now joined is the Minister for State, Mrs. Mariam Aurangzeb, for Information Broadcasting and National Heritage. Ma'am, today is a big day, a big final, Pakistan versus India. How do you see it?
I think first of all I would like to welcome my guests who have been here for all this series, and I think it's an honor for all of us, for me especially, and for the nation, the entire country. And I think their presence will go a long way in reviving the domestic crickets, because I've been listening to their analysis about how fascinating Pakistan cricket was once and how it is catching up now. And today's, of course, final is quite evident of that fact, that it is really catching up with great speed, I would say. So it is an honor. Thank you very much. And I think it is also, I would want to acknowledge PTV Sports team here, who have invited these legends, because this is the epic of the experts that we have as a panel on PTV Sports for this ICC championship. Today's day, I think, is the day, and it is all about emotions today. Sense won't prevail. I think the audience, lots of, it's just about emotions. And I still remember that when we were young and when we used to watch India-Pakistan, it was just emotions, and that's it.
All right.
Yeah,
so
and nothing else prevails. We always, it was something that there was one feeling that we will win.
Okay.
There's no,
and we used to win.
And of course, but it's also about who plays well and who plays good. But with India, Pakistan, that's it. We will win.
Ma'am, it has really been tough to host these gentlemen. 158,508 runs with 393 hundreds across all formats, and Ian has he has been instructing me on air as well. And the best part is that they said our head says, because India, they have been so mechanical and so methodized, that their head says that India may well be the favorites in this final, but their heart says it could be Pakistan.
But heart will prevail, I think.
So Ian, what do you have to say?
Yeah, well, as I said before, you know, I've been treated very well since I've been in Pakistan, and I've seen how mood has improved with each game that Pakistan have played. And, you know, when people are good to you and treat you well, and the hospitality is terrific, and you see how Pakistan playing good cricket improves the mood, you know, you think, well, I'd love to see them win the final. And, you know, I can just imagine the smiles on the faces at breakfast at the hotel in the morning. There'll be big, wide smiles if Pakistan wins. So, you know, that would be terrific to see.
Well, Ian, since you haven't been a frequent visitor to Pakistan, I hope it did change your perception being here for the last couple of weeks.
Well, it was interesting. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and I said...
You still talk to her?
Yes, and more importantly, she still talks to me. And I said to her, it was a reminder, because the last time I was here was 2004. Yeah. And I said to Bob, it was a reminder of how friendly and warm Pakistan people are. It just gave me a reminder from 2004. So, and yes, you get, being in the country, you get a totally different impression of what you hear about in the West. So, and you know, the best way to be educated is to find out for yourself. And I found out things are a lot different to what I've been hearing about.
Well, ma'am, you must have seen the only one, we call him the king, Sir Isaac.
He is the king.
He's the king.
If I can speak on behalf of Brian, you know, who would have left us, that we have had a great time. You know, you couldn't ask for anything better. What I can say about the minister as well, she's got a good start today. In terms of the colors, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, you know, and also would like to thank you and your family for having us over to your residence. And
my pleasure.
These are memories that I'll take away for quite a long time. Just seeing the love, you know, and I'm only hoping that we can give some love back.
But it
And
was a
some-
pleasure.
And there is an Australian connection here as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Ali, her
My husband, that's right.
grew up in Penrith, he was telling me, played a bit of rugby league
That's right,
as
yeah.
a junior. So we chatted a bit about the mountains and Penrith, yeah.
That's great. But I hope you also take the memories of the great host you had on the show.
Which one was that?
No, Doc, I've got to give you credit as well, and everyone, you know, who would have been part of the setup ever since we got here. The folks in the dressing room, you couldn't ask for anything better. I just felt that it's a great place to be, and I'm telling the world that don't listen to what you hear. You got to come for yourself to find out exactly what this country is all about. And the love that I would have received, thankful to you as well, too, Doc, for that.
Pleasure is mine.
And everyone who
It's
would
an
have
honor.
been, who would have been responsible. I can only take away the message which we would have had here and the love that we would have been shown.
It's a lot of real
it couldn't be better. And I'm hoping that at some point that you'll have us back.
She is the boss. Ma'am, now how do you see this India-Pakistan? Because lately we have seen that the politics in the region has impacted the ties between the two countries. And at the end of the day, India-Pakistan is always like you see people getting hysterical, and it's like it is more than cricket. It is about intensity. It's about high on fuel matches. And now we have seen India-Pakistan meeting twice ICC championships. So how do you see that India is not even eager to play bilateral series? So what is our narrative? Because we have always tried showing cricket as like a bridge to peace and as a catalyst for change.
No, I think with India and Pakistan playing in a cricket ground is nothing really impacts what's happening outside that ground. It's, as I said, emotions are in play, but the thing is that in Pakistan, cricket has struggled. I will confess that. But with the series like these and Pakistan participating at international level, the present government, as we all know, that is also investing into domestic cricket, because that's the most important aspect of how, if you want really Pakistani cricket flourish the way it used to, and then there is a need to invest into domestic cricket, and also I think cricket has been part of culture of Pakistani nation, and it's not about sports only, and we've grown with these faces. We have, of course, there have been lots of cricket legends of Pakistan as well.
Yeah, of course.
And as you were talking about, and you know, in Pakistan at the moment, the political climate is so intense and aggressive. But today, it seems that everything is in peace. There's nothing wrong at all, because it's all about cricket today.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing. And that really shows that how cricket or sports really can impact and can really, you know, it's also the way where you can uplift the nation in an emotion that's a softer image of the country also. And the sports, for example, is also, you know, my son, younger son, he's very, my older son, he's very aggressive and he's very intense. So I went to, I was on an appointment to a doctor, and I told him that why he's so aggressive. He said, put him to sports.
All right.
So that's how, you know, it really impacts the personality also, and science also tells you, and it goes the same way, that when that sports is about Pakistan and India, so then it's all about you know, intense and aggressive emotions. But I would also request everybody who's watching this cricket today to just calm down, because we have seen in past that how television screens are broken, and you know, they're smashed and everything, because it's just about hypertensive emotions at the moment that are in play. But I think we want to wish our cricket team lots of good luck. I think they'll play very good cricket today, and they will. Of course, it's a game, but as I said before, we need to calm down a bit, because emotions are at their peak, I would say.
We have hysterical responses.
We are, and we have seen that how these have really impacted and have you know, concluded into a very intense or unfortunate incidents as well in past.
Of course.
You know, people come on roads, and so I think one message to everybody who's watching cricket today is just to calm down and just watch cricket, and what will happen in the evening, at night, we'll see, but we will win.
Okay, but we will win.
Yes.
So Ian, now I think the decision has already been out. So how do you see that?
Oh well, we get back to the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to play well. Well, I think they've got a very good chance of winning.
Okay.
But that's the important thing: play well.
All right.
And I mean, if you do lose, I've always said there are two types of losses. You know, there's a bad loss where you get caned and you walk off the field deflated. Sometimes you know, when we lost to the West Indies in the '75 final, it was a terrific game of cricket. I thought we played well. West Indies just played a bit better, but you walked off that ground knowing that you'd done the best you possibly could.
You tried.
That's the important thing as a sportsman. If you can walk off that field knowing that you've done the best you possibly could, you can't do any more than that.
So who ran you out in that World Cup final?
The gentleman on my right.
Okay.
And a couple of other guys he ran out as well.
Well, so we've now it's about time. The pitch report we have, but we will discuss a bit later. So how do you see it happening in London? There were reports that the 200 pound tickets, they have been blagged for up to about 4,000 pounds, and people are still eager to buy and to see India versus Pakistan match at the Oval in England. So do you really think that India-Pakistan fascinates the broadcasters and as well as it's healthy for the future of international cricket?
As I think I mentioned to you before and told you before that this is the best encounter that you can imagine, regardless of whatever sport you may be involved with around the world. Yeah. You could classify this as with Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You could also Liverpool, Everton, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Okay.
This is the sort of confrontation that you have. And one thing I maybe remind the Pakistani supporters as well is that Pakistan wasn't fancied to be where they're at now.
Yes. Yeah.
So you got to give them credit for being where they're at as well too. They have done magnificently well and made the best team win. But because of my close association with the Pakistani team and the guys, you know, who I would have been around in the PSL, I'm just hoping for a Pakistan victory. It's a pity I do not have those colors today. But I'll be in Pakistan corner, regardless of whatever happens.
So please drag Ian as well. So Ian, you are like standing in between?
No,
you're also
I've stated my position. You know?
Okay.
My head says India, my heart says Pakistan.
Oh, that's great, ma'am. Ma'am, we'll take a break and we'll come back with our local stars, the former Pakistan captain Rashid Latif. We have Siklan Mushtaq and Mohammad Wasim.
But before that, I just want to say thank you very much for coming to Pakistan, for, I think, giving us your view on cricket, and we are proud to have you on our expert panel, and we will have you back.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Ian,
Thank you.
And where your contracts